Time now for US media superstar Megyn Kelly, and breaking tonight, one of the most disastrous weeks of the Sussexes' 5-year marriage has just got a hell of a lot worse as sullen Prince Harry loses a high-profile court case against the UK government.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the latest shocking claims about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's marriage. Megyn Kelly has made a bold prediction. She says it's only a matter of time before the Sussexes call it quits. From Harry losing a major court case to their credibility taking a massive hit.
And yet another of his pathetic public legal wrangles, the Duke of Delusion failed in his high-profile bid to bring a challenge against the Home Office over its refusal to allow him to pay for police protection while in the UK. Now, the blow comes less than a week after the Sussexes' overhyped New York car chase was globally exposed as a farce, which experts now believe has fueled increasing American sentiment for the Ginger Wincher to permanently return to Britain. So this is the moment. Kevin Roberts, he's the president of the highly respected Washington think tank, the Heritage Foundation, told the Daily Telegraph that just 2 to 3% of Yanks actually like the Montecito Moaners.
2 or 3% of the population that loves the nonsense that Harry and Meghan spew. You don't have to worry about Americans being on their side. They're on Britain's side.
Should he be deported?
We don't like him being in America, and we would love for him to come back to you or somewhere. I guess we, as Americans, we see Prince Harry the same way you see President Biden. You can have him back.
Megyn Kelly. So look, has this fairy tale car chase finally destroyed their reputation stateside, even amongst their previous craven supporters like CNN and the New York Times?
It absolutely has helped. It's helped. Even The View and Whoopi Goldberg, these are far left people, are saying this is absurd. What a ridiculous story. You know, I've been thinking about it, Dan. One thing you don't do is you don't mess with New Yorkers and the city of New York, right? You don't come into New York, make up lies about the photographers who work here and make their livings here, and try to paint yourself as a victim when you weren't. This is a city that got knocked down on 9/11/2001 and lost 3,000 people and went back to work and told everybody, get out the next day, buy a stock, do something to help the city get back on its feet, that had the New York City Marathon with people holding the flag. This is a city that rises up after they've actually been hit and hurt and are wounded. They don't appreciate whiners who, when they're not even hurt, try to play the victim. And that's what these two did. In all the cities in the world, this is the last one they should have done that in, because there's zero tolerance for weaklings in the city of New York, never mind liars. And that's what they are. What were they doing here? Why was she out that night, Miss Princess of Privacy? Because she wanted to accept yet another award from some far-left liberal, Gloria Steinem, supposedly the mother to us all. Oh, unless you actually don't believe in abortion on demand until the 9th month of pregnancy.
The signs are everywhere. Are we witnessing the beginning of the end? Let's break it down. Before we get into it, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's start with Harry's humiliating loss in the UK courts. He tried to fight for the right to pay for police protection in the UK, but the government shut him down, saying police services aren't for sale. This was a big loss for him because it signals that he's not getting any special treatment. Megyn Kelly and other commentators argue that this is just another sign that Harry and Meghan have burned too many bridges.
So she wanted to give Meghan Markle an award, a Vision Award. You know what the award praised? I'll read it to you. They were thrilled to recognize Meghan's strength and resilience, critical to building a better world for our children. Her strength and resilience? What are you talking about? She had her PR people turn a little paparazzi attempt at getting her picture into a near catastrophe, asking everyone to feel sorry for her. She doesn't know the meaning of those words, strength and resilience. I certainly don't want my children looking to her for an example of any of that. So yes, I think she's lost what remaining little left-wing hangers-on she had.
I know, because Megyn, I've been thinking about this a lot over the past week after I heard that ridiculous speech, and I was thinking, what is Meghan Markle's cause? You know, for Princess Diana, it was the plight of eating disorders, specifically bulimia. It was the plight of AIDS victims who in the 80s were misunderstood. And later in her life, it was the plight of the landmine. You know, 3 areas where Princess Diana changed the world. What's Meghan Markle's cause? And I thought about it a lot. And actually, it's herself. There is no
100%.
cause apart from Meghan Markle.
That's exactly right. And what they say in the speech was her status as a cultural catalyst based on her core belief that representation matters. That's what? Huh?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I have no idea. Her belief that she ought to be in more movies and more places, getting hundreds of millions of dollars while they complain about their castle being too small and about Harry's security not being exactly what he wants it to be. All of it is about entitlement. There, I rewrote it for you, Gloria Steinem. That's what she's actually about, entitlement. And him too. His lawsuit that he just lost in the UK is basically him saying, but I'm special and I want the rules to be broken for me. You know, it reminded me of a story I heard about them when they were really little. And they came over here, Dan, with their mother, Princess Diana, Harry and William did. And she brought them, you know, she was always trying to show them what normal people live like. And she brought them into a restaurant.
First with the royal family, and now even with the British government. And honestly, it's not just the UK that's turning against them. Remember when Harry and Meghan were the power couple? Well, those days are long gone. A recent report from the Heritage Foundation's Kevin Roberts revealed that only 2 to 3% of Americans actually support Meghan and Harry. That's microscopic. Even mainstream media outlets like CNN and The View, who used to defend them, are calling them out. When even Whoopi Goldberg is saying their stories don't add up, you know they've lost control of the narrative. And let's be real, Americans value authenticity. They can see through the victim act, and they're just not buying it anymore. If you agree, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments.
And they were looking at the menus, and there were specials on the menu. And one of the kids, I think it was Harry, looked at her and said, "Are these because we're here?" And it was a cute story. She said, no, specials, everybody gets specials. It's not about you. Honestly, she needed to keep saying that to him. He still needs somebody to say that to him. It's not about you. It's not about how special you are. You actually just have to work. You're going to have to pay the money for the same security that Beyonce gets when she comes over here. She's a far bigger star than you are. And it plays into their, we want the photos that the paparazzi took of us. No, you're not entitled. That's not the way it works here. And while he may be English, she's American and she knows very well the property over here belongs to the person who takes the photograph, not to the whiner who just wants to make sure her makeup looked perfect in it.
Absolutely. And we always warned them this was the consequence of leaving. Megyn, it's 5 years since this couple got married. The Daily Telegraph revealed at the weekend that Harry is now regularly staying away from the Montecito mansion, which has 16 bathrooms, in some little hotel down the road. Do you think this marriage could be in trouble? Because why would he need to leave a mansion with 16 bathrooms? It doesn't really make sense, does it?
First of all, can you blame him?
Just some time away from that, yeah. No, I get you.
Serious. I mean, on that one, hashtag Team Harry. Go, get out. It's just a matter of time. We all know that. I predict. I mean, I think we're probably under 7 years for the length of this marriage. That's just my, back of the envelope calculation. Because look, she's miserable. She's been miserable her whole life. I know somebody who knows her very well.
Now let's talk about one of the biggest PR disasters Meghan and Harry have ever faced. The so-called near-catastrophic car chase in New York City. They tried to paint this dramatic picture of being chased by paparazzi for 2 hours. But guess what? New Yorkers weren't buying it. Even the New York Times and The View called the story ridiculous. Because let's be real, a high-speed chase in NYC traffic? Not happening. This event completely destroyed what was left of their credibility. Megyn Kelly even pointed out how ironic it is that Megyn, who claimed she wanted privacy, was out accepting another award for strength and resilience. What do you guys think? PR stunt gone wrong? Let me know in the comments.
And this person says she was miserable before she married him. She's miserable during the marriage, and she's going to be miserable after the marriage. She's ruined everything. She ruined the royal family. She ruined his life over there. He allowed it to happen because he had all this damage from his mother's death. I get it. But his only chance for happiness, in my view, is getting rid of her, getting away from her. And she'll probably land the plane with some American billionaire who will keep her in the manner to which she thought she was becoming accustomed when she married a prince and then had to settle for just, global fame and the crown jewels, which wasn't good enough for her because nothing ever is.
And Megyn, just a final quick word. Gayle King, she seems to want this interview, Oprah's best mate. She wants this interview with Harry and Meghan more than anything. Is she starting to damage her own credibility by constantly sucking up to this pair?
Yes, beyond repair. She actually said she was upset. It's unsettling that some are trying to minimize, this is how she put it, how Harry and Meghan felt in that moment, in the fake car chase. No, we're not trying to minimize anything. We don't believe them. They lied. We believe they've suffered actually no upset whatsoever. They just wanted to paint themselves as victims, like she's another Diana, which she's not and never will be. And to the extent they felt any sort of a panic, I blame them. They overreact to everything. They freaked out over a man on a Vespa in their fake little movie they did for Netflix. So if they felt unsettled, that's on them. They need to learn how to be a little bit stronger, like the New Yorkers in whose city they were when they disparaged the paparazzi here.
Now here's where things get really interesting. According to the Daily Telegraph, Harry is now regularly staying away from their Montecito mansion, which has 16 bathrooms, by the way. Instead, he's reportedly staying in a hotel nearby. Now let's be honest. Why would a happily married man leave his massive mansion to stay in a hotel? Megyn Kelly didn't hold back on this one. She straight up predicted that their marriage won't last more than 7 years. And honestly, she might be onto something. If you've been following their journey, you know Megyn has never seemed truly happy, before, during, or after marrying Harry. And if history repeats itself, it's only a matter of time before she moves on to the next big thing. So what do you guys think? Are we watching the slow-motion collapse of Harry and Meghan's marriage? Megyn Kelly seems convinced that it's only a matter of time, and the signs are definitely pointing in that direction. From public opinion turning against them to Harry spending time away from home, the cracks are showing. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest headlines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.